Hey gardeners, it's November 17th today, and I'm going to do a top 15 fig variety video. I'll just say up front, you know, my taste is different than yours, so just because I think these are the top 15 figs doesn't mean you will. I still say the best way for you to know what you like the best is to trial, graft as many varieties as you can, and try them yourself in your climate. I will say that these top 15 that I mentioned today are all going to do fantastic in this climate. They've been tested, proven, just to try to make this objective, because it was hard for me to rank these. I'm basically going to rank them based on 3 criteria. 1, production. So it's going to be a scale of 1 to 3. Fig that's the most productive would have a rating of 3. Least production, 1. Next criteria is taste. The criteria of taste, I've got 5 possible scores. 1 being the lowest, 5 being the best. You know, if I were to rate some of these things on taste alone, my rankings might be completely different. In my opinion, if you had the best tasting fig, but you only had 1 or 2 of them in a year, it wouldn't be worth it for me to grow that variety. Finally, I have a last criteria that's on size. I do like my figs to be bigger. Several good-sized bites is better than one tiny fig that's, especially here in the desert where, you know, we have dry conditions, our figs aren't that large, so when they get above 50 grams, that's fairly remarkable. Again, this is completely subjective. So is my rating system. You know, you might not rate your figs that way. You might think taste is the only thing that matters. So take this for what it is. Lots of people have asked for, you know, me to give my opinion on what I like the best. Doesn't mean that they're the best. And also, just to be clear, while I'm growing over 60 varieties, there are a number of them that did not fruit yet. So I've only tried about in the neighborhood of 30 types of figs. Just to give you some context on, you know, how 15 figures into all the different varieties I've tried. Of these 15 that I mentioned are very worthy to be in your garden. They're going to be productive, tasty varieties. Some, you know, a little bit better than others, but also some of these are pricier and harder to get. So, you know, I don't see anything wrong with starting with maybe the bottom 15. They're still fantastic figs. And a lot of those varieties are easier to get than some of these others like Figo Prado. So let's do it. Okay, I'm going to start from the bottom and work my way up. Some of these figs rate exactly the same in overall score. The way the scoring works, quite a few of them are going to land in the same general bucket. So here's Violette de Bordeaux. We can see that just on the tree right now, we've got tons of figs. This rates a 3 on production. Definitely has 9 or more figs per branch. On taste, I would say it's good. It's not exceptional, and it's not rising to the level of very good. So this is a 3 on taste. And on size, this is going to be a 1 because it is less than 25 grams. So overall, this score is a 7 if we just add those 3 numbers up. Another one that rates a 7 is going to be the Black Greek. This is the Maurius. variety. This is grafted. You can see right by that tag is the graft union. So the Black Greek, I give a 2 on production. It's productive, but it's less than 8 per branch on average. The taste is a 4, very good. Not exceptional, but very good. And the size is a 1. These are less than 25 grams, so overall a 7. All right, the next one that's going to rate a 7 overall is the Red Lebanese Bekaa Valley. This was another one that I grafted on. You can see the union there in springtime. This one rates a 2 on production, less than 8 figs per branch on average. Taste is very good, so it's a 4. And the size, again, a small fig, a 1 for that because it's less than 25 grams on average. So those 3 make up the lower tier group, still very good, but in the bottom kind of tier of figs we're going to look at today. All right, the next fig we're going to look at is the Black Madeira. This is a graft that I put on in spring. You can see that graft union there. This is actually put on a lot of vegetative growth, but production only rates a 1 on this variety. Now the taste on the Black Madeira is a 5. It is exceptional. And on size, at least mine are less than 50 grams, so it gets a 2. So overall, this rates an 8. If we're ranking on taste alone, this would be in the top, but we're looking at other attributes. Okay, the next fig we're going to look at is the Bordeaux Gris. This is an in-ground tree. It rates a 2 on production. I'm seeing less than 8 figs per branch. Still good production, but not the best. On taste, sorry about the annoying dog in the background. On taste, it's a 4, very good. And on size, this one too is not the largest, it's a 2, less than 50 grams. So overall, this rates an 8. All right, the next fig we're going to look at is the Postilier. This is a smaller fig tree in general, so you're not going to get as many figs just from sheer size of the tree. This is in ground. On production, I'm getting less than 8 figs in general on each branch, so not the highest production, but still good. The taste I would rate as 5. It is one of those that I believe is exceptional on taste. However, on size, these are quite small, so this rates a 1, as they are less than 25 grams. Overall, this ranks an 8. All right, here we've got the Scots Yellow. It's in ground. It puts out tons of branches, so actually this should rank higher, but from just the pure definition of how many figs on average per branch, this one is going to be a 2, less than 8 per. The tree is massive. It gets massive every year, and it's got over 30 fruiting branches, so this is actually quite productive. But number 2 on the definition. On taste, I rate this as 3. It's good. It's a honey type fig. If you were into honey figs, you might rate this a 5. I'm not You know, I don't think there will ever be a honey fig that rates a 5 for me, just because I'm partial to berry figs. So 3 on that. And then on size, these actually pump out pretty large size figs. So this gets a 3 on that. They're over 50 grams on average. All right, now we'll talk about the LSU Tiger. This one too, just like the Scots Yellow, absolutely amazing on how much vegetative growth this puts on. There are some branches that have like 20 figs on them. So this rates a 3 on production. Very productive. On taste, this is good. Again, it's a sugar type fig, not my favorite flavor profile. If you were into sugar figs, you might rate this higher than me. But to me, to my palate, I rate this a 3. On size, this is going to be a 2. They're generally less than 50 grams, but they're bigger than 25. So overall, this gets an 8. All right, next we're going to talk about the Green Greek. On average, this is putting on well over 8 figs per branch. Plus, you can see how much growth it puts on. So I've got many, many fruiting branches on this. This is capable of pumping out over 100 figs in just 1 year. So rates at 3 on production. Taste, I rate as being a 4. It's definitely a distinctive honeyberry type fig. Good quality. But on size, they are quite small, as you can see. It rates a 1 there. So overall an 8 for the Green Greek. All right, let's talk about the Scots Black now. Another LSU variety. As you've seen, I've already mentioned a couple LSU varieties. They do quite well in our climate. This is another in-ground tree that is capable of pumping out over 100 figs in a season. This thing got so massive that I wasn't able to even, get to the branches to cover them, so the birds got a majority, but very productive. Doesn't have figs on it right now because it actually put out 2 crops already, and it's just starting to form its 3rd crop. When it is fruiting, on average, the branches will have in excess of 9 figs per branch. So this rates a 3 on production. On taste, I rate it as being very good. It's a nice complex berry fig, has some acidity for balance. Really good fig. And on size though, it is on the smaller side, a 1 there. So overall an 8. Oh, another minimum criteria that I should mention is that all of these fig varieties that I'm mentioning, these 15, they're producing more than 1 crop per year. I thought that, that's a must. I'm not going to keep a variety that just has a breba crop or only does 1 crop. So this is not the only season that these figs produce. They also produced in summer, and they did so well, so they can stand up to our heat. All right, so in front is the Chicago Hardy. This is, I think, a very overlooked fig tree, but one that definitely rates at 3 on production. I've already picked a lot of figs off this branch, but certainly on average, despite its size, it's pumping out 9 or more figs per branch. Very, very productive. The taste, I would say, is a 4. It's very good. It's not exceptional, but very good. This one is a really fruity berry type flavor profile on it, and I enjoy these a lot. It does rank a 1 though on size. These are not the largest figs. They're going to come in under 25 grams on average, so on the smaller side. So overall, this is another 8. Okay, the last variety in this tier of figs is the Hativ d'Argenteuil. This fig variety stands up very well to desert climates. This branch here that I'm showing you looks like it has at least 20 figs on it. And it put on a lot of branches too. So again, a variety that could easily give you 100 figs in a year. So rates at 3 on production. On taste, I would rate it very good. It's a berry fig, it's got complexity to it, some acidity, really nice taste and distinct. However, on size, they are quite small. Less than 25 grams, this is a 1. Overall, again, this one rates an 8. So that concludes our tier of this type of fig. I'm going to move into the highest tier of figs. Alright, so this variety is the Socorro Black. This is a graft that I put on in spring. Here's the graft union. It's put on a decent amount of growth since being grafted. Up in here are all the figs. This is almost pushing what I would say a 3. But on average, I'm going to say a 2. And this is a young graft. On taste, this is exceptional. What amazed me about this variety this year is it was able to produce quality fruit even in the worst time of the summer when we had no monsoonal moisture. Many of the figs were struggling to produce, to ripen quality fruit. Even in its dry state, this is excellent, excellent fruit. On size, this is definitely bigger than 25 grams, but not bigger than 50. So this rates a 2. So overall, this is a 9, a score of 9 for Socorro Black. Okay, another top tier fig. This is Marseilles Black VS. It's similar to Chicago Hardy in many ways. It's dwarf, very productive. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 figs on here. And I've already picked some. So even though it's a dwarf stature, very productive, packs a lot of figs on this tree. Despite its small size, this could also give you easily 100 figs in a year. So 3 on production. Taste for sure is a 5. This is an exceptional berry fig. There's nuances of honey, and the one thing this variety has that no other fig variety that I've tasted so far has is an undertone of cherry. So it's very fruity berry taste, exceptional fig. However, they are very small. They're under 25 grams, so it's a 1 there. So overall, this ranks a 9 for me. Definitely an awesome fig variety to have in your collection. Okay, saving the best for last. This is the top fig, in my opinion. This is the Figo Prado. On production, it does have an interesting way that it fruits its figs. They almost come in like grape clusters. This easily puts on 9 figs, if not more, on each branch. Very productive. Just want to show you the graft union right there. Put on all these branches. You can see there's no signs of FMV. every single branch this puts on is just clad full of figs. Rates at 3 for sure on production. On taste, it's exceptional, just like the Black Madeira. And I do believe that the Black Madeira and Figo Prado pretty much taste the same. Could be the same fig variety. I just don't see the production and the health on the Black Madeira as I do on the Figo Prado. So 5 on taste. On size, these are still not huge for me. They are only coming in at around 30 grams, 30 to 40 grams. So definitely rates a 2 on size, under 50 for sure. So if we add that all up, that scores a 10. So it's a cut above the rest. And if you remember back, I rated the Black Madeira as an 8. So this scored 2 points higher. And that was really just on the production. The Black Madeira, for whatever reason, even though they were both grafted onto the same rootstock, the Figo Prado has been much more productive with fruit than the Black Madeira, despite that they taste the same and produce about the same size figs. So there you guys have it, my top 15. These are fantastic. They do well in the desert climate. The LSU varieties are going to be a lot more easily gotten. You know, varieties like Socorro Black, Figo Prado, Hatif de Argentile. These are more sought out varieties. They're more difficult to get. I would go the route of trying to procure scion wood rather than a plant. Plants can go for hundreds of dollars for those varieties. You know, just get a scion when they're available. I really do like Harveyette Figaholics. You just have to get in early, as these go quickly.